Hey everyone, so I'm stood outside Euston Station. I've got a bag full of stitching and that could only mean one thing. I'm on my way to a stitching retreat. Good evening, so I've arrived at the hotel. I've checked in, I've put one stitch in. We've just been for our dinner, which was a little buffet. I had some beef bourguignon and a treacle tart, which was very nice. Chicken was a bit undercooked, so I left a bit of chicken, but apart from that, it was good. And now I'm just dropping my stuff off in my room before I go back to my stitching. So I just thought I would give you a little room tour. So I'm on the ground floor. Got a nice big TV, nice big mirror, there I am. Another lovely mirror over there and some nice seating. That's my bed. I like the artwork here. It's all about shoemaking, so I assume that, where are we, Northampton? Northampton's got something to do with shoes. And then, I've not seen the loo yet, let's have a quick look in here. Yep, and we've got a really nice shower and loo as well. And there you go. That is me for the next 3 nights. Well, hi there and welcome back to my channel. My name is Faye and this is Fairy Floss, a channel all about what I do creatively, whether it is stitching or journaling or embroidery or other creative outlets, and today it is going to be all about stitching, and most importantly, as you've seen from the title of this video, it's all about the NOBAM stitching retreat, which I have just got home from this afternoon. So first things first, some of you may not know what happens on a retreat, what a retreat is. I certainly didn't until a couple of years ago, during the pandemic, when I was joining all these new Facebook groups and this whole new world of stitching appeared to me, which I never really, I mean, I've stitched since I was 11, but I didn't know that hand-dyed fabric was a thing. I didn't know that memorabilia was a thing. I didn't know that retreats were a thing. So first things first, what is a retreat? Now, the name is a bit misleading, isn't it? When you go on retreat, you don't have to get up for 6 a.m. yoga, unless you want to. You don't have to, go and sit in a mud bath and cleanse your soul. There's nothing like that involved. A stitching retreat, you just go together to a hotel. There's about 30 of you, 40 of you, and you just sit and hang out and stitch and shop. So technically, it's a stitching holiday. Retreat, holiday, get together, meet up, but we have coined the word retreat. So I just thought it'd be quite good to specify that to some people, because I do think maybe that is quite a miss. When I told people at work I was going on a retreat, I think they thought I was going to be sitting in circles and humming and knitting with other people or something. It just doesn't work like that. So that is my introduction to the retreat. So this retreat, the NOBAM retreat, it stands for not only but also mirabilia. So you go along to stitch both your mirabilias, but you can also stitch on things which are not mirabilias as well. And it's really nice because when you get there, you see a complete range of different stitches, and to see some of the patterns in real life just really, really enables you. A lot of them, when you just look at the pictures on the front of the patterns that are sold, they don't always look very interesting, exquisite, but as soon as you see them in real life, that's when you know that that's the pattern for you. That's when you know that you have to go running up to the shop and grab it out of Zarina's box and buy that pattern that you keep eyeing up. So yeah, the NOBAM retreat this year, every year, it's in Northampton, which is, for me, about an hour out of London on the train. It's in a hotel called the Sedgebrook Hall Hotel, which is about a 10-minute, 15-minute drive from the train station, and it's in its own grounds. It's really, really nice. It's a really, really pretty place to stay. The rooms are absolutely lovely. The staff there seem to know us now, and they're absolutely lovely as well. And it just makes for such a nice experience. What you pay for is all inclusive, basically. You get the Friday in the stitching room. However, for people like me that work in school, you never get to see that Friday. The Friday evening, you get a meal, you get a dinner. Saturday, you get your breakfast, dinner and tea included, and also there's snacks and tea and coffee right outside the stitching room as well, like a little breakout area that you're welcome to help yourself to. And then on the Sunday you get breakfast and a lunch, and you can also opt to stay the Thursday evening beforehand or the Sunday night afterwards as well. For me this time, as it was my half term this week from school, I chose to stay the Sunday night, which was last night as well, which was really nice. We had the stitching room till about 6 o'clock, and then we went back to our rooms, and it's just nice to be on holiday. Be nice to be away. And then had breakfast this morning. I went for a little mooch around Northampton, which didn't take too long, and then got the train back home. So that's my little description of a retreat. If you'd like to see some video footage, I know that Teresa was filming a very, very thorough video. So if you go to Teresa Little Stitches channel and subscribe to her, I'm sure you already are, then as soon as that pops up, then you will see all her footage and her interviews and all the other exciting things that she did this weekend. So let's get down to some stitching, because that's what you've probably come for. Whilst I was on retreat, I stitched on 3 different things. I took a Nora New Start, I took a Mirabilia, and I took a couple of Mill Hill kits. I didn't want to take too many things because sometimes I end up getting a bit overwhelmed and fussy, and so on Friday night when I got there, because I'd been at work, I had to dash out of school with my suitcase, dive on a bus, throw myself onto a very busy train, squidge in the end of somebody's seat, and then get a taxi, which was a bit difficult as well, from the station to the hotel. And when I got there, I thought, you know what, let's get the New Start out. So I had about 15 minutes before it was tea time, so I took with me the lovely Mary. Oh, let me go a bit closer. Who is one of the Nora Corbett Bewitching Pixies, and I purchased her a couple of weeks ago at the Ali Pali show, and I love her because I love the owl, but I also love that checkerboard effect on her cape, which it's really nice, just satisfies me. And so I started this on Friday night. I did a little bit on Saturday night. I think I did a tiny bit yesterday morning, and since I've got home this afternoon, I've pulled her back out again because I'm a bit into her. And this is how far I've got. That looks like a bit of thread dangling down. It isn't. That is actually the what is it? Her stick that she's holding. I don't know the special word for her stick, but this is as far as I've got. So it was actually a very, very enjoyable and satisfying experience stitching all those squares. It was just what my brain needed this weekend. I have got end of term brain, and I find it quite hard to concentrate sometimes when I've just finished a whole term at school. So yeah, it was really, really nice to get started on this one, and now I'm working up with the in-between squares and starting to see all these new patterns and colours emerge. So yeah, it's stitched on a piece of Zweigart Ada 14 count, which I know some people don't like doing Mirabilias on it and Nora's on Ada, but do you know what? I do. It's fine. I loved the colour of it. It's a Zweigart, I don't know if you can see it, it's hand painting. It's got this like misty sort of colour. And it was about £4, £5 from the knitting and stitching show. So I'm quite happy to save my pennies and stitch on this really nice piece of fabric, which she is standing out really nicely on. So yeah, that was my first project. I also purchased this actually when I was at the knitting and stitching. No, not the knitting and stitching, at the retreat this weekend. This was from Kate Sparkley's, and this little needle minder here, that was one of our official needle minders from the retreat as well. So what else have I been working on? So my next biggie, of course, was my one and only Mirabilia for now, and this, of course, is October Opal Fairy. Now I think I've been working on her for, I don't even know when I started. I'm going to have to scroll back a bit and fathom out when I started her. It must have been either the end of 2020 or the beginning of 2021. I know she's been going a while, and I do love her. I really do. I think she's gorgeous, but I don't know. I think sometimes when you've had something for a bit long as a whip, you just sort of run out of steam. I don't know if anybody else feels that way sometimes, and it's hard because I absolutely love her as well. But I thought I'm going to take her. I'm going to do something on her at least. Hopefully get back into the groove of things with her. And so, of course, this is October Opal Fairy when she's finished. If you do want to see a beautiful finished version of her, then go to Cross Stitch Midwife's Instagram, and she has got lots of pictures of her beautiful finished one. And let me show you where I'm up to with her. I can't get that back on. Let me show you where I'm up to with her. So at the retreat, I managed, oh, let's go back a bit first. So that's where we are. So we've got a bit done. We've got a chunk of her. We've worked on a dress, and at retreat I added this little bit here. So I moved away from this bottom and I've started to break out, because I think what my aim is to get this right, this, I think it's this wing here. I don't know if this is back, I don't know if this is back to front or what, but yeah, to get this wing done here, and to just put, oh, not wing, it's the dress, isn't it? To get this dress pulled out here and get a really good chunk of fat done. I am going to dedicate a bit more time to her each week and try and get a bit of progress done on her. But yeah, I'm happy with how she's going, and I just need a bit of a kickstart with her, really, to get back into her again. But yeah, I was happy to take her on retreat. Really, and I am inspired by a lot of other Mirabilias at the moment, which we can converse about later on. So put her back in her pillowcase, and then my final project of the weekend was this super cute, I think I might have shown it you on my last video, I'm not sure. Let's hope I don't have to take this out of the plastic. Oh no, I don't. So this is a Mill Hill kit called, I think it's called Moonlit Treaters, and it's super cute. It's all these little trick-or-treaters going out into this beautiful orange moon on Halloween night. And yesterday morning, everyone was packing up a bit, and I was putting all my things away a little bit as well. So I just got this out, and I could do putting it behind something white. There we go. And this is how far I've got. So yesterday I've managed to fill in all of this bottom bit here and start getting all this floor area done, and fill in quite a few of the colours. So yeah, it's a bit of a hard one to stitch because it is on such a dark perforated paper, but I'm really happy with the progress I made on that as well. So that's what I got up to. I don't know if I did as much stitching as I usually do, because I was quite just distracted by shops and things this time round, which isn't normally like me. I'm normally like non-stop, but there was just so much going on. It was just so exciting, just stopping to chat to new people and see what other people are working on. It's a really, really relaxed atmosphere. It's a really nice thing to do. So that was my projects. That's what I worked on. Now the next great thing I have to tell you about retreats are the shops there. Some retreats have a few different shops. Some retreats, I think, may only just do things like de-stash, but you don't come back with less. You always come back with more. And I've been saving my pennies for a while. It was my birthday at the beginning of the month, so I have treated myself to some lovely things. I didn't go overboard, but I have definitely treated myself to some really, really lovely things from this retreat, which I'm going to share with you now. So first things first, we had a raffle, and I won this absolutely lovely tote bag, which says, "I love being a drama llama," and it's by Naomi Blue Ada, also known as, I think, where's the tag gone? The Trendy Crafter on Etsy as well. So do check out her lovely bags. She does these, and she does project bags as well. So yeah, so I never win anything, and I was really happy to actually win something in the raffle this time. So that was really nice, and all the money went to the MND charity as well. So let me share with you what I purchased. So also from Naomi's store, she does beautiful big project bags. I don't really keep my things in project bags, but I do like smaller bags. So I saw this, and it's got cats on it, hasn't it? So it has to be done. And I got this gorgeous little bag, which is going to be now my Mill Hill bag. So my Mill Hills get a project bag at least, and yeah, I really love this. I think it's so pretty. Got all these little cats climbing up onto these little hearts. It's all my favourite colours as well, all the purples and the blues and the fuchsias. And I also picked up from her a lovely 8x8 grime guard, which if you can see, it's got an elephant pattern on it. And as you know, I've been getting into my cantha stitching at the moment, so everything, I quite like elephanty things at the moment. So they were my purchases from Naomi Blue Ada's stall. The next stall, should I do it in stalls or just whatever I see in the bag? I'm just going to do whatever I see in the bag. So I'll pull out my patterns to show you. I bought 3 patterns. I have come out with a few more at different points, but today I thought I've got enough things that I know that I want to get started, and I just wanted to put my energies into actually kitting up some things to start. But I have had my eye on this Nora Corbett for absolutely ages, and this is the Rain Queen, and I love it. I think it's so beautiful. And I picked this out of a stash, and then I thought, well, I need to get some fabric for her as well. And I'm not going to pull it out of its packet, but I'm sure you can see it through the packaging. I picked this beautiful, what's it called? Shades of Autumn. And I just think that that will go really, really lovely on Shades of Autumn. So once I've finished Mary, this is definitely going to be my next Nora new start. And I did manage to pick up one of the bead sets for it, but she uses all these beautiful bugle beads as well, so I'm going to have to get searching this week and try and find all her beads too. So yeah, that was my first chart purchase. My next chart purchase was from Kate Sparkley's stall, and I thought I would treat myself to a lovely Bella Filipina, because I've got an urge to start one. I did buy the Hummingbird Pixie at last retreat, but I just don't feel ready to start her yet, and I absolutely love this mermaid. It's Maiden of Tubataha, I think I'm saying that right, and she is gorgeous. I'm not going to pull her out, but I just love the colour of that fabric. I've seen her stitched up as well, and she's just super beautiful. So I'm definitely going to slowly start kitting her. I've not opened her yet. I need to have a look at what I need and then slowly start kitting her up as well. And I think she might be a bit of a summer start next year or a spring start, definitely. And then the third chart I bought, I absolutely love. This is Ghostly Mandala by Ink Circles. And if you watched my Halloween haul a couple of weeks ago, I got a really fun dinky dies with like all the different Halloweeny colours on it, and I'm going to stitch it in that. And I did buy a piece of fabric, but without measuring it, because that would have been too sensible, from Kate Sparkley's, but it is a bit too small, so I'm going to save that for something else. And I'm convinced that I do own some black Ada, so I'm going to have a little rummage, see if I can find it. And if not, I'll have to find something else more suitable, because I'd actually quite like to take this to the Spooky Stitch meetup that we're doing on Sunday at the South Bank. If anyone's interested in joining us, please do. There is more details on my previous video about that. So yeah, this is Ghostly Mandala by Ink Circles, and it's lots of really cute little ghosts all sort of stuck together. So that'll be a really fun stitch. And then let's just pull it out as it comes, I think. Also from Kate Sparkley's, I picked up this lovely scrap of, I don't know if you can see the sparkle on it, just a really nice scrap of Even Weave in this lovely sort of sparkly. I don't know what I'm going to do on this yet. Do you know what calls to me on here? Finding quite a small pattern of the planets and stitching it up as like, or the moon cycle, and doing that on it, and then putting a really nice border around it and keeping it as like a little soft thing just to hang up. But I'm not sure, maybe, I don't know. I have these extravagant plans that go nowhere. This is from Kate Sparkleys. This is what was meant, I bought for that ghosty mandala, and this is a really, really pretty opalescent gothic material. And yeah, it's a bit small, but I'm definitely going to use that for something else. It's good to have stash. That's what I tell myself. This was kindly donated to me from Cross Stitch Midwife because she wasn't too keen on it, and it's really, for me, I'll use that for something as well. It's really nice 14 count natural brown Ada. This I got from Karen's D-Stash. Karen, who is the queen of finishes, who was on my table, and she was getting rid of this. And this is going to be for my Mirabilia Gypsy Queen, which I've got the chart for, but I just need to kit her up. I love Gypsy Queen. I think she's a gorgeous pattern, and I just think it's a really nice big piece as well. And she fits, we measured, and I just think she's going to look absolutely gorgeous on that. So that was from the lovely Karen's D-Stash. I had a really cool table at retreat, by the way. I had Cross Stitch Midwife, who shops a lot, and she was, what was she stitching on? I sat right next to her and I can't remember. She was stitching on Botanical Garden, and I think it's Fairy Moon as well. She had lots of lovely patterns out. I had Nicola, who was stitching on the lovely Eliana. I had Karen, who was stitching on a lovely Mermaid, and she brought all her finishes. Mel was stitching on a lot of different projects this weekend. Mel is a fabric queen. Mel knows exactly what pattern should go on every fabric. Gretchen has always got something really lovely and elegant on her frame, and she's the queen of Mill Hills. She's doing a Mill Hill advent calendar, and she's doing all the little ones, and they're just so nice to see all together. I can't wait for her to finish that. Lynn was stitching on a lot of lovely different things, which I'm sure she'll show in her video as well. And Teresa did some stitching, but she was also getting very enabled, I think, this weekend. Yeah, it was a great table. We had a really, really nice time. Lots of food in the middle, lots of lemonade in the middle of the table. Just great. So I went to Denkai Designs to pick up her needle minders that she'd made specially for the retreat. I have just given one to Luke because it's got a cat on it, so I can't show you that one now because he's got it. The other one that I showed you in the project, and then the third one was this really nice one that's super shiny. I'm very sorry. It's a lovely fairy in a tree, so I thought I'll have all three because you can never have too many needle minders. What else did I got? Oh yeah, this was the lovely coaster that we all received. NOBAM retreat October. I was there, which is really cool. And we also got these really nice pumpkin shaped shortbreads on the table that Zarina had made, and they were so good. Oh, there it is. I got some floss away bags. They're not very exciting, but I'll show you. I got a 8x8 Q-snap with the thought that I might even start my chatelaine on this little one and then get a bigger one as it grows, or I might just use it for something else. And finally, from Hawkins Hobbies, that's Serena's store, I purchased two. I'm proper into the autumn at the moment. Two more lovely Mill Hill kits. So I got, has he got a name? Halloween Owl, who's got the cutest face in the world. I absolutely love him. I'm not always into cutesy, but there's just something about his face that I really like. And this gorgeous fall tree that has got this really sweet little cat on it, and a little tire dangling from the tree. and I do like that. I've had my eye on this one. This is one of the ones that I keep popping in the basket, then taking it out for something else every time. But I thought, just get it, for goodness sake. Life's too short. So there we go. That is my roundup of the NOBAM retreat. NOBAM in a nutshell. I hope that this video has inspired you to maybe go on a retreat. There are lots of different ones all around the country. I tend to choose ones which are closer to, well, I say this, I've only been on Northampton ones so far, but that's great for me because it's only an hour out of London. So when I always end up missing out on my Fridays anyway, it just means I can just jump on the train and get there quite quickly. Whereas if it was a bit further afield, I might not even get there till 8 or 9 and then end up missing the meal as well. So anyway, by the by, there's lots of them all around the country. So follow some of the Facebook groups and find out where they are. They've already opened up spaces on the 2023 ones, and I know that some of the 2024 ones are starting to open up as well. Some of them get grabbed quite quickly. So yeah, just if it's something you fancy, just get the feelers out there, start having a look, see what kind of retreat you'd like to go on. There's Mirabilia ones, there's general stitching ones, there's a Bella Filipina one, there are, I think there were Heaven and Earth design one. I might be making that up actually, but I'm sure there's a Haid one as well. So yeah, there's so many different things you can do. It's such a great weekend. It's absolutely, I love it. It's one of my favourite weekends of the year, going on retreat, because you're just with like-minded people in a really relaxed atmosphere, just having a really, really wonderful time. So thank you, Serena, for organising this one. Thank you to all the people that ran the shops, and thank you to everybody that was there that made it such a really, really lovely experience. So that is me for now. I'll be back with a proper update in about a week or two. There might be a journaling video coming out as well again at some point. But in the meantime, keep smiling, keep stitching, and have a really, really lovely day. Or if you're off school like me this week, have a fabulous week with lots of crafting. See you soon. Bye.